Hello everyone, welcome back to TOUHOU Mania Cup. We are in the winner's bracket for the quarterfinals, and our team for today, or I guess this match, are currently Girlfriend ASMR and Vivid / Stasis. We've had a lot of good games today, as so far. This one should be pretty good, as it's some pretty... Girlfriend ASMR is a very, very strong team, being in 3rd seed, and with Vivid Stasis being 11th. In these sort of tournaments, it's, I guess, the seeding really does matter a lot more in these like higher level tournaments, such as TOUHOU Mania Cup, considering it's open ranked. We have our first Protect from Girlfriend ASMR being LN2, and from what I remember, it was a very, very coordination-esque on map. Not so much physicality-wise, as there weren't many notes on the screen, but it was completely covered up by just the holding. But yeah, as I was saying, the seeding really does matter in these sorts of tournaments. And we have our first Protect from Vivid Stasis being Rice 4. So that could probably indicate the skills, the primary skills for these players, considering based off what they've been. It's been a long time since, well, yeah. We have our first ban from Vivid Stasis being LN1. So I guess it's a little telling as to what they're better in. But other than, I mean, for 3rd seed, I guess it'd just be down to a few hundreds that they'd be better in. They ban Rice 5. Complete opposites here from both teams, with nothing being touched in that hybrid category. As we get into our first pick here, we should be able to see what they're picking LN3. Yeah, so they seem to be a more LN-oriented team, but I assume they'll also be really good at Rice, considering they are, in fact, 3rd seed. So, should be exciting to see how they perform. We have our player starting off as MS-33, Neil from Vivid Stasis, and Nepigen and Peach Marrow from Girlfriend ASMR. I'm only really familiar with Nepigen. I've heard his name, but should be an exciting match to see from all ends here. We'll be getting into this soon. This is one of the slower maps we have at 137 BPM, and it's a little longer in length at nearly 3.5 minutes. Should be getting into this in a second now. Yeah, as we wait for the players to sync up. So far, we're starting off with a little easier section. Not too much going on yet, with red team in the lead at the moment, via just sheer accuracy here at maintaining their very high 99 accuracy, while blue team is in behind with maintaining like a lower 99 so far, which might be due to the releases that we have here. Even though none of the players have missed yet, it's quite a large gap just due to how overpowering these players are on red team. And we have our first miss actually from blue team here, which should put red team even further in the lead. it's just really tough competition out here in the later stages of the tournament, considering that a lot of the players you'll see in the higher brackets are actually many Mania World Cup players. In fact, Neptune is 2023's was one of 2023's winners for Mania World Cup. Yeah, there are definitely some really tense patterns here with a lot of anchors you'll see, and then kind of, I guess you might even consider like techie LN releases we have. And we have our second miss from blue team here, which will widen the score gap even further. Even like it's at it just hit 30,000 now, as we have blue team. Another miss from blue team here. They should be getting, as I was going to say, that they were going to be getting back up into the 400s range for their combo. The score gap seems to be ever getting bigger and bigger as blue team perhaps another combo, which I think could secure the win for red team here. Not sure what could possibly get blue the win for this map, other than the players on red just completely letting go of their keyboards at the moment. Full combos all across the board, except from MS here. But a little bit of a break section we have as we start to close out the map in the last like 6th section with a really dense LN portion, which is really coordination based, and I don't think anything could bring the win to blue. Neptune drops his combo right at the end. Yeah, this is a really dense LN portion to finish off the map. As we finish off here, we have a 60,000 score gap with just one miss from Nepi here. And all the players, most of the players actually, other than the one miss from Nepi, 3 players had a V1 SS, which is really unfortunate actually. But some insane ratios we have, 99.6. We should be getting into blue team's pick here. And they're picking Rice 2, which is a custom TOUHOU Mania Cup map. It's, if I recall correctly, I think it's a jump stream map, if I remember correctly. It's one of our faster maps at nearly 250 BPM, and it's a little longer at 4.5 minutes. So maybe this could be a comeback for Team Blue here. Should be getting into it any moment now. Yep. Just gotta wait for the players to sync up. Here we go. Yeah, so this is a really physical map. We have a lot of like single jacks, I'd say, or I guess hand jacks. I don't know how you'd call it, but like the single portions with a lot of streams in the mix. small intermission from the Jack portion with some LN bits. Most of our players seem to be keeping up extremely well in the 99 range, in the 99.9 range, with Neppy maintaining nearly 100% accuracy as we get into the actual map drop in the first third of the map. The blue team players seem to be holding on quite well, but it's just that sheer dominance from red team that we have here. Oh, and blue team finds their first miss in the denser portion of the map, which will put them behind by quite a bit more, but still not by that much, as everyone else seems to keep up here. TOUHOU and Peach Marrow. Oh, and our second miss from blue team here, which will widen the gap even further for red. And a miss from Neppy. This should level out the playing field as Peach and TOUHOU are keeping up their combos here. It's kind of late for, I think, everyone involved, so it might be just a time zone gap for a lot of the players here. As previously mentioned, they're quite sleepy, but we have blue team finding another miss in the midst of the stronger sections of the map, widening the gap even further, while TOUHOU and Peach maintain their full combos. Square gap's around 16, yeah, 16,000 now. So you find a few small drops in accuracy, but as we close out the map here, we have another miss from blue team actually, while the two players maintain their full combos. And we end off the map here with a 22,000 score gap, and red team actually went some insane ratios from all players here. Peach Marrow narrowly missing that V1 SS with one great, and Neppy almost having a V2 SS if it weren't for those few amounts of perfects and one miss. And great scores from all players here. But that will be the second point for red team. Yeah, these are just some insane ratios here from Neppy, but that is to be expected from a Mania World Cup winner. We should be getting to our next pick here for Team Red. Be interesting to see what they pick, considering they have won in both categories so far. They're going to pick Hybrid 2. Kind of curveball, but I did expect it, considering that they did win in Rice and LN. So maybe throwing some Hybrid into mix will just, I don't know, show their dominance even further with the hybrid, with the hybrid map, with having both Rice and LN. This is one of our lower rated maps, actually, at 4.27 stars, and shorter and slower as well. So we should have some really crazy ratios here in the mix, if I'm correct. Yeah, we should get into it any moment now. Just gotta wait for the players to sync up. As we start off here, we have Neppy maintaining extremely high. He just dropped it, but he just had 100% accuracy, with MS finding a rough start in the 98 range here. currently red team is in the lead by around 2.5 thousand points. Slowly increased by 3,000. As MS gets back onto his feet, we should see the score even out a little bit. But anything could change. A little bit of intermission right now with some really dense anchors here with the LN portions and some tech-based LN patterns, and that seems to have found some accuracy drops as he was at 99.3 earlier, currently at 99.2. While the players on red team maintain their very high ratios at the moment, with TOUHOU just behind Peach Marrow here. Score gap has not hit 5 digits yet as MS climbs the accuracy. Going to the second half of the map here, we have some insane hand drills with a lot of anchors in the mix as well. If we get past that dense portion. Oh, we have our first miss of the match coming from blue team. And we have our second miss as well, coming right at the drop, which will further the score gap to the third miss as well. This will widen the score gap to around 20,000 points for red team here, as they and Peach Marrow finds a miss as well. Now, while these players just did find misses, there are still 2 full combos in the mix here, and the score gap was closed by around 2,000 points here, but it's not enough. Oh, and actually, MS just drops again. I wasn't even paying attention, but I saw the score gap increase. Another miss from blue team here as we get into the ending section of the map. At 25,000 points, I don't think anything can bring it back here for blue team. The intensity does not let up as MS finds another miss again right at the end of the map. Intensity still pretty high, but we're going to close out any moment now. And we're going to have a 44,000 score lead from red team here, giving them the point for this match. And only one SS here from blue team, actually, with Neppy having found one great, while still maintaining an insane ratio. The hybrid seems to have got to him. Yeah, some insane scores here from all ends. And we go back to Vivid Stasis here with their next pick, having picked Rice 3 already. Not even in the song selection screen, but yeah, as we get into it, yeah, they seem to have already been pretty decided on their map. This is one of our harder maps at 5.43 stars, which should prove to be interesting in terms of physicality, as it's also quite sped up at 1.15x. However, nothing is set in stone yet as we get into this match. Indeed. I'm gonna get into this now with Neppy having put on the mirror modifier. Waiting for everyone to think. We'll see how this helps him out. Actually, Peach Marrow having begun the match with more of a rougher start compared to all the other maps at the lowest accuracy so far. with Neppy maintaining a 99.9, with blue team actually in the lead right now. Just barely hanging on to it. Any, rates or misses here could see the end for their lead, but so far they seem to have been keeping up quite well. Both players on blue team maintaining an the scores have been evening out. I don't know what just happened, but it's a truly neck-and-neck match at the moment. Neppy maintaining his 99.9% accuracy, with Peach climbing back up. Both players on blue team have the exact same accuracy at the moment. Any mishaps could be the end for their current lead. Hang on by a thread at the moment. With a 0 score, yeah, it's extremely close right now. Getting into a really intense portion. Not a single miss yet. Everyone hanging on in this really dense jump stream portion. Peach Marrow having found some accuracy drops, while Fuyu and MS seem to remain relatively the same. MS finding the first miss of the match, with losing the score lead for blue here and putting red in the lead, with Nebijin also finding a miss. Oh! Blue team did just have the lead here, but they could bring it back if anything else happens for them. It's extremely back and forth at the moment, with blue finding the lead again. MS finding another miss in the jump stream portion, bringing the lead back to red team here. It's extremely close for everyone involved. Neppy having, or not Neppy, MS finding another miss, actually, speaking of the devil, with the score gap widening ever more to 7,000 when it was just barely at 300 for the last 3/4 of the map. MS finding another miss. The score gap has been widened to 11,000. I'm not sure if anything else can do it for blue team here. I think the win will have to go to red team, as Fuyu finding the first miss, just as I say his name. The score gap widens ever more as we close out the map here. I think that will give the point to red team here. Not sure if anything else will do it to them as we close, or as the intensity goes down with the map ending. That will be the win for red team here. An extremely close game from all ends here, but just barely finding those few misses in the really crazy jump stream portions. The win almost went to blue, the underdogs, with Neppy having another insane ratio, 150 and 1 miss with 42 perfects. It was so close for blue team, it was just in their grasp. We have our 5th match in the mix, with red team picking LN2. This is one of the more difficult LN maps in the mix here, as, LN maps aren't really known for their physicality, but more their, density in, I guess, screen clutter. So 5.18 on map should be feared if you're not good with LN. I'm gonna get into this. Neppy removing his mirror modifier. All players here actually being extremely even, with MS finding some accuracy drops, putting red team just barely in the lead here. Nepi maintaining a near 100% accuracy. The rest of everyone just being barely behind. Nepi is, or not Nepi, I'm sorry, Team Red in the lead here by 5,000 points as MS is losing his, oh, MS finds his first miss of the match. Yeah, this map is extremely difficult in terms of LN maps. Fuyu also finding another miss, just showing how insane the mix is for this sort of LN map. MS is in the low, just barely hanging on to 99 at the moment, with Fuyu in the middle 99s, with players on red team in the high 99 accuracy. MS is climbing back up in the accuracy as the gap seems to widen ever more at the moment with a 22,000 score lead from red team here. As we get into the just past the half mark of this map, the score lead has been increased to 30,000 as red team maintains their dominance accuracy, or dominance in accuracy, with Fuyu climbing back up at nearly. Oh, MS finding another miss here in the denser LN portions, which is extremely tricky section with like LN trails. And the intensity just does not let up as we get into the last quarter of the map. Fuyu has found his way into the 99.6 range, while MS hangs on in the 99s. The score gap being increased as we speak, at 42,000 now. MS finding another miss in the densest at the end of the drop here, nearly at the end of the map as we close out. And the intensity does not let up though. That will push the score lead for red team here even more to nearly 60,000. As we close out here, they have 56,000 score lead, with that being their 5th point of the match, with both players actually on red team finding an SS, that being a more difficult map for blue team here. I said that is one of the more crazier LN maps, being at 5.18 stars, especially since blue team has shown to be more rice-oriented players. And with the 6th map pick, we have Rice 4. This is one of the easiest maps you have in the pool at 4.54 stars and shorter at around just over 2.5 minutes. If I recall correctly, I believe this is more of a tech map. Should be getting into this any moment now. This could spell the victory for red team here, but it could also be blue team's first point. They could lock in and just stomp red team with I guess a rice pick, considering it's on the lower end. So who knows what could happen. Should be getting into this any moment now as the players sync up. Here we go. Start off the map here with a lot of hand drill. Neppy starting off with 100% accuracy as we go into this, but all of the players also finding a decent starts with extremely high accuracy from all ends here. No one really lowering at the moment. It's really neck and neck here, going back and forth in terms of score lead. Red team just having that slight accuracy difference at 99.8 from both players, with a 0.01 difference on blue team. It's honestly just a ratio battle in this map, with it being more of a jack map. It's really, it could go to anyone here. Emis is finding his stride with him having neck and neck accuracy here with Neppy, and TOUHOU and Peachmare also being nearly having the same accuracy here. Any slight score or accuracy drop from a 200 or something of the sort could just be the end for any team here, due to just how competitive it is in the mid 4-star range. There's been no victor decided yet, as both teams just go back and forth in terms of accuracy. No clear winner decided yet, as the intensity dials down in this portion, getting back into a drop in the second third of the map. No players seem to have dropped in accuracy yet, with MS going toe-to-toe with Neppy in terms of accuracy, as well as TOUHOU with Peachmare. I'm not even sure who will win this at this point. No one has dropped a 200 yet, so this could be straight SSs from all players here. I think the 0.01 accuracy from Neppy finds a miss at the end of the map. Well, that's the win for blue team here. They're gonna take the first point. Oh my god. Right at the end of the map. I have no idea who's gonna win that, and they take... Neppy finds his first miss right at the end there. I'm not even sure what happened. Oh my god. Blue team finding their first point in the 4.5 star map. They really did lock in there. MS having nearly the best ratio here, except for, no, Peachmare had the best ratio, 37 perfect. Wow. That was an insane choke from Neppy here. And that's Vivid Stasis' first point. I'm not even sure what happened there. Yeah, some absolutely crazy scores. What the hell? If it weren't for Neppy's miss, I'm not sure who would have won. LNX, which appears to be LN5 from red team here. Or no, that's LN4. Another insane LN map at 5.67 stars. As I mentioned earlier, LN maps aren't really known for their physicality. So if you see one of these higher rated LN maps, you're in for a world of pain if you don't main LN, which happens to be red team's speciality here. So we'll see how this goes as we get into this match. Golf to everyone involved. should be getting into this any moment now. Just waiting for the players to sync up. This is one of our slower maps though, at 134 BPM. I think it might be the slowest. A little lighter start here as MS comes off the rockier start at 99.7 accuracy, climbing his way back up. Yeah, this is an extremely dense LN map, with MS finding a lot of drops here. Neil keeping up with MS finding the first miss of the match really early in, actually. And another miss. Yeah. These higher graded LN maps are kind of a nightmare for those who don't primarily play LN, which could spell defeat for blue team here, as the score gap has been widened to around 9,000 this early into the map. TOUHOU has been keeping up with Peach Mirror here, actually just barely above Peach in terms of accuracy, with Neppy maintaining the highest accuracy yet. MS finding another miss here in the second miss, going past the first third of the map. One of the denser portions we have, another two misses from MS here. Neppy actually having lowered, just dropped below the 9.9 range here. MS finding another miss here. The score gap is at 30,000 now, which I believe is enough for red team to take the win without any problems. MS dropping again. These anchors and dense LN portions are really hard for a lot of the players involved here. Neppy barely hanging on to his 99.9 accuracy. MS just keeps dropping the combo here, as this is one of our harder maps. TOUHOU still maintaining his full combo alongside the players involved on red team here. Score gap has been widened to 60,000 now, as MS cannot seem to get his footing down in the combo. Can't get back out to 400 yet. Neppy bouncing back up and down from the 99.9 and 99.89 range here. The score gap at 80,000 now. I'm not sure if we're going to see a 100,000 score lead here. We can close out the map now. Intensity not letting up whatsoever. TOUHOU having dropped from the 99.8 range, and Neppy not in the 99.9 range. So we close out the map here. Got 120,000 score lead for red team here. Neither player having an SS actually, with just one great. But that will be the win for red team here as we close out this LN map, giving Girlfriend ASMR the point and the win for this game. It's a great match for everyone here, and that crazy upset right before the end, which was an incredibly intense game, actually. I'm not even sure who would have won that if it weren't for Neppy's choke. Despite that, he performed and he brought the win for Girlfriend ASMR in the last LN map. That'll be Girlfriend ASMR moving up into the semifinals in the winners bracket. However, Vivid Stasis did perform incredibly well, just being beat out by sheer dominance on the other end here. That was a winning team here for a quarterfinal match. We have more matches going to be happening later on, but Other than that was the match.